Hey guys, I'm a bit late to the party with this one, so I'm just gonna go straight into it. Sony is having a huge sale this month, which is the month of May 2024, and this sale includes many great full-frame mirrorless cameras that are perfect for sports videography, sports photography, and some even for both. So if you've been thinking of upgrading your current camera for the camera of your dreams, now is the perfect time to do it. All right, let's quickly go through the list of cameras on sale, but just to be clear, there are more than just full-frame cameras on this list. There's 2 APS-C cameras and also a bunch of very good deals on zoom lenses as well. But if you don't have the patience to go through it all with me, that's fine. There's a link in the description to a page that I created where you'll find all the items that I'm about to mention. And on that page, each item has links underneath to every online store where you can make the most of that sale right now. Some of these links, not all of them, but some links are affiliate links, so it is worth mentioning that if you do end up buying from Amazon or B&H, for example, I will be making a small commission. Now let's go through all the deals together, and keep in mind that all the prices are in American dollars and that they may vary by a buck or two from one store to another. Also, I'm not going to go through all the specs and the pros and cons for each camera or lens because I'm trying to get this video out as quickly as possible. But if you do have a question about any item, just write it down in the comments and I will get back to you ASAP, as I always do. All right, so let's start with the full frame cameras. First up is the Sony ZV-E1, very high quality camera. This one is marked down by $300, which is a very good deal in my opinion. Next, we've got the Sony A7 IV, very popular with sports videographers and photographers. You can save $200 on that one, which is pretty good too. Also, we have the Sony A7S III, a very high quality camera, basically the exact same as my FX3, but without an internal fan, but also more practical to take photos. Here I am talking about specs when I said I wouldn't, but anyway, this one also has a $300 markdown, which is very, very good. The good old reliable Sony A7 III is also on sale, marked down by $300 as well. Next, we have the Sony A7R V, marked down by $400, which is getting very, very generous. There's actually a bunch of Sony A7R cameras on sale. The next one is the A7R IV. That one is marked down by $200. And the Sony A7R III, which is also marked down by $200. And lastly, as far as full frame cameras go, we've got the Sony FX9, which is a very expensive, very high-end camera with the original price of almost $11,000, but it is now $10,000, so if you were on the market to buy this very, very professional camera, now is the time to do it. Anyway, let's move on to the APS-C cameras. We've got the Sony A6100 that has been marked down by $150, and the Sony A6600 that has been marked down by $200. All right, so this is it for cameras. Like I said, all high-end models that are extremely good at sports videography and or photography. So now let's get into the lenses. Again, I'll start with the full frame lenses, which can work on both full frame or APS-C cameras. And then we'll get into a few APS-C lenses, which only work with APS-C cameras. All right, so the first full frame lens on the list is a Sony 16-35 f4G lens. That lens has a power zoom on it, by the way, so if you're doing live sports, this is ideal. There's a zoom rocker that allows you to zoom smoothly, either very fast or very slow. And if there's a zoom rocker on your camera, that will connect and work with this lens as well. Anyway, with this lens, there's savings of $100. Next one is the Sony 24-70mm f2.8 G Master lens, a very sharp, very high quality lens. This one is marked down also by $100. We also have the Sony 24-105 f4G OSS lens. OSS means that it's stabilized, so obstacle stabilization is in that lens, which is very helpful, especially when filming sports handheld. Again, $100 savings on this lens. Next one on the list is the Sony 70-300 f4.5 to 5.6 GOSS lens. Again, there's stabilization, which is great. This one, although has variable aperture, which is not as great, it means that your image gets darker as you zoom in. So just make sure you're aware of that. Again, savings of $100. So seems to be what they're going for with the Sony lenses. Next one on the list is a 70-200 f2.8 G Master. That's a very popular lens with sports videographers. I haven't fact checked this, but I'm convinced that this is the most popular lens for sports videographers and photographers. Again, $100 markdown on this one, but keep in mind that this is the first version of the lens. This is not the Mark II. This is the first one. The next one on the list is the 100-400. It's a G Master lens, so very sharp, very good autofocus. Everything is amazing, but with 100-400 comes a variable aperture, which is very normal. So don't try to look for a 100-400mm lens that doesn't have a variable aperture. I'm pretty sure it doesn't exist. Anyway, as usual, $100 off. And last full frame lens is the 200-600mm. Again, variable aperture, again, stabilized, great lens, $100 off. So let's quickly go through the APS-C zoom lenses. There's 3 of them. The first one is the 70-350mm, which is an amazing zoom range when you think about it. That one also has stabilization and a variable aperture, which is quite normal for that zoom range. And again, marked down by $100. Next one is an 18-105 f4G lens, also stabilized. And this one is a PZ lens, so it does have that power zoom that I mentioned earlier. And again, savings of $100. And the last one is a wider lens this time. It's a 16-55mm f2.8 G lens. No stabilization in this one, but f2.8 obviously great for low light. And again, savings of $100. And that is it. So sorry for throwing all these numbers at you in a very rapid fire kind of way, but hopefully I helped you guys save a bit of money on the camera or the lens of your dreams. And like I mentioned earlier, there's a link in the description to a page that I created where you'll find every single item that I mentioned today. So go check it out, make some great deals, and I'll catch you next week.